Hey, everybody. Welcome. I'm Shelly Palmer, and welcome to the Strategy Hacker live stream. I hope you guys are all doing great. Kids are all here. We're having a good time, and life is really good. We are streaming to you live from Midtown Manhattan, and I am checking everything. I need to know if you can hear me. That's the most important thing. I really do. There are many things I need to know, but can you hear me is the biggest one. And if so, just check in. Let me know where you are on chat. If you're on YouTube Live, tell me you're on YouTube Live and where you are in the world and what you do for a living. And if you are joining us from LinkedIn or wherever Periscope is found, although I think it may finally be dead, and Twitch, welcome Twitch folks. I'm so happy to have all you guys here. Welcome everybody. This is a really interesting Strategy Hacker live stream for me. This is going to be the most interesting one. And the reason it's going to be the most interesting one is that at noon today, literally at noon today, crazy that I am, and I'm just going to pull the YouTube chat out of here so I can pop the chat out and see everybody. Crazy as I am, and I must be out of my mind, my new Puget Sound Systems computer shows up. And I decide, like a crazy person, that, hey, it's Strategy Hacker live stream. I'm going to do this today. This is like what I'm going to do. So I completely put this thing together. I can't really say any more than that. I put this whole thing together in 3 hours, and brand new computer, brand new everything. I didn't get my sound plugins, so you're going to have like cruddier audio than normal, which is making me a little sad. But it, at the end of the day, I'm pretty excited just, in general, to have this fully functional. A lot of streaming capability in this device. I mean, crazy streaming capability. We have, this sucker is a monster. It literally is a monster. It's got 128 gigabytes of RAM. It's a new 3090 card. It's the new, I waited 10 weeks for it. It's the NVIDIA 3090 card. And I'm like, I don't even know what to do with myself. This thing is so insane. It has, let's see. What else does it have? Well, it's got the Kung Fu grip. Yeah, I mean, it literally just has everything. So I didn't want to not use it, so I just set it up, and here we are. And I'm very excited about it. So welcome everybody. I'm so glad you're here. Let's see, where's everybody from? We got Justin from Kansas, welcome, and Michael Port, of course, welcome. Glad you're here. Chris Meyer from Las Vegas, hey, and Frank Quinn, I'm glad you're here too. YouTube in New York City, Steve Catola, great to have you here, and it's just wonderful to have everybody. I am very excited today. I cannot believe I got this thing hooked up. This is nuts. So here's how my morning started. In case anybody was wondering. My morning started, I was up all night, literally all night. And, Seth Everett, my tech stream co-host, welcome. So I was up all night working on blockchain, cryptocurrency, NFTs, and smart contracts. It's a new ebook that I put out today on Amazon. I'm very proud of it. It's basically a collection of essays, but it's got a giant glossary in it. And more importantly, I was able to build out, just checking some things out here, I was able to build out the resource pages. So everybody has all these resources. We did a ton of research, and I was just able to pull together all of that, and which I was really happy about. So last night, I'm watching the crypto markets, because I have like my little dashboard open. The crypto things going by. I'm thinking to myself, markets don't look very good, don't look very strong. It looks, I don't know, maybe and I like to buy the dip. So I put in a couple of buy orders, limit buy orders on Coinbase Pro, which is where I do some trading. Now, I was looking for Ethereum, ETH, the ethers, to take a little bit of a hit yesterday, and I was looking for ADA to take a little hit, and I was excited about what Matic was doing, and I'm thinking to myself, well, see what we can do. And I put some orders in. I wasn't thinking about it. I just knew something bad was going to happen today, but I didn't know how bad one way or the other, because you never really know how bad one way or the other. Anyway, I get up this morning and it's like nosedive city. Like the crypto markets are going absolutely nowhere. It's like a horror show. And so I decided I'm going to move some stuff around, and I'm all long on crypto. And by the way, I'm not giving anybody financial advice here. I'm just long on crypto. It's where my head is, and I'm very long on layer 2 stuff, and I think Ethereum's going to get their act together at some point in the future. So I don't like to sell crypto. I might trade it, but I don't like to sell it. Wow. It was like the market was just exploding. I'm in the middle of like doing the things I want to do on Coinbase Pro, and boom, it just stops working. And I thought to myself, this is unusual. And for a while, I thought it was just me. I was almost completely positive it was just me on, messing up. Took out my phone. Coinbase wasn't working on my phone. Coinbase Pro's not working on my phone. Nothing's working. And I'm thinking to myself, this is crazy. Went on Twitter. Apparently, I was not the only one. Apparently, the entire world, the free world, realized that there was a massive issue with Coinbase this morning, right in the middle of the horror show. And I got to say, I'm not sure how these guys are going to get past it, to be fair, because they've got a lot of work to do on that. They really do. A lot of people had orders in, and I am completely positive that a lot of people are going to be really pissed off that their trades didn't get done at all, because they didn't, and nothing good happens there. Anyway, here's the book, ebook, if it were. Let me see if I can zoom that in for you a little bit. See if I can pull this up a little. Make that a little bit bigger. Is that getting a little bigger for you guys? Yeah. So it's basically a collection of essays of mine, which I think a lot of you, if you read my blog, and I see that a lot of you here are big are subscribers and people that I correspond with all the time, and welcome everybody. I'm glad to see you all here. But this is the book. It's just out. It's a big $2.99. I was thinking about pricing it much heavier, but then I realized it's only 70-ish pages, and I think that's stretching it, because really it's on a Kindle. So, if it's on a Kindle, it's not really 70-ish pages. It's really probably less than that. The good news is, though, I really like the work. I like where we've been, and I love the research we've been doing to make it happen. So there are 2 big links, really good links that you can grab at shellypalmer.com. One of them is just called crypto resources. So it's shellypalmer.com/crypto-resources. And the other one is our blockchain database. And that one's making me really, really happy now. And what I'm doing is I'm just collecting this massive database of the things that I'm working on, people we're working with. We're putting some contact names in there. It's sort of like the Shelly Palmer version of Block 123, which may be the greatest database ever. The problem is that it's in Chinese and it's translated to English, so the writing's not that good. So when they describe stuff, it's not awesome, but I'm trying to do, I have all our people do a better job with that. I'm happy to report that not only am I not getting any processor overloads, I'm looking here, we're not even using the CPU in this thing. Oh my God, this is amazing. Not even using it a little. It's a massive AMD, all singing, all dancing Threadripper. And with the 128 gigabytes of RAM, I'm just looking at this thing, and the 3090 card's not even working. Yeah, Puget Systems. I got to say, waited 10 weeks for this thing. If you haven't, I don't endorse anybody. I don't, PCs are PCs. This stuff is built from parts. I gotta say, when you're getting something custom built, this group was so great to work with. And I've built my own PCs for years, but I've never had anybody else build a PC for me other than, like Hewlett-Packard or, one of those guys. But wow, the folks at Puget, Puget Systems, insanely great. They were very apologetic for the parts shortages, and believe me, there are parts shortages. The most important thing about this experience for me was, let me see if I can call up this Puget Systems thing. I want to show you this website. I was kind of, in fact, I'm even going to log into it, I think, because wait 1 second here. I wasn't going to do this, but these guys really did such a good job. Let me just jump in here real quick. I don't really want you to see the price of this particular system. I don't think that's important, but I do want you to see what they did. Let's see if I can get this thing up. They benchmarked it. They took pictures of it. This just impressed the hell out of me. I'm going to show you this right now. This impressed the hell out of me. This is my PC as they were doing it. So this is their warning that they don't have any systems, but this was them running the CPU and all the benchmark tests that they ran, every single one of them, and they included 100%. 100. I mean, this is just going to look like gibberish to you guys, but they ran test after test after test, benchmarked the hell out of this thing against every single PC that I had asked them to benchmark it against, and they did. Just an incredible job. And then took pictures of it. They literally took pictures of it for me, and this is my actual system that they made, and they took all the pictures and then did a thermal imaging of it, and then they put the screenshots of every benchmark, so I could have the screenshots of every benchmark that they did, and then they would write me little love notes saying, "Hey, is this working for you? Is this like what you are? We are cutting corners here, or it's not making it there." To me, I gotta say, I was pretty tickled by that. So I paid full retail. I don't know anybody there except my sales rep now, and I will tell you I'm going to order a bunch more systems from them because I was just super gassed by the experience. It was just really fun to be taken care of that way. Hello, LinkedIn folks. I'm so happy you're here. Wow, what a big group from Jeff Minsky. How are you? And who else is here? Mohan, where are you calling in from? Greg Markell, welcome everybody. Hilario and a wonderful U-Day, welcome everybody. I'm so happy you're here. We did have a bit of a Coinbase explosion today. Today is our day to go deep into DeFi. So what a great day for me to put out my blockchain book, which I'd like you all to, at least review if you don't buy. And you don't really need to buy it, but I'd like you to make all your friends buy it. It's not that expensive. And I'm probably should have written on the website that I'm planning to donate 100% of the profits from this particular book to Girls Who Code, which is a group I'm starting to get excited about. So we're going to take 100% of the ebook profits and send them over there. Amazon takes 30%, plus they charge you 15 cents per megabyte of ebook download to the author. Welcome to Amazon. But whatever's left, we're going to send over there. A couple of interesting things. We did talk a little bit about Coinbase this morning and the problems that they had, and they definitely had their hands full. The thing I want to talk really about today is the crypto insanity, because the bubble was real, and it was robust, and it was hardcore. And in the exuberance, the stat that I saw was 1.1 million people dumped out of their crypto holdings, all fair weather, all newbies, when they panicked right after tax day, when a lot of people took a lot of profits. And then Elon, of course, God bless him, he just couldn't help himself. He just really couldn't help himself. And, well, what he did to Bitcoin was a little crazy. He says he didn't sell any. I'm sure some financial professionals will weigh in on that. Here's what's cool. While the market was exploding, while the insanity was happening, while everything that we would say is bad is going on, Cardano made an announcement that they've got an ERC20 converter for ADA on Cardano. So what does that mean? That means, and you can go look it up online, that they're going to be able to convert, 720, not ERC20, not the coins, the 720 smart contracts, ERC 720 smart contracts. They're going to be able to convert Ethereum smart contracts, anything running on the Ethereum virtual machine, over to Cardano now. Boom, one shot. This is a big deal. Then you've got the only bright spot in the whole world of crypto this morning, and I don't know how they're doing now because I haven't been online for a minute. Matic, which is the Polygon network, the Polygon guys, they have an incredible layer 2 solution going right now. They're able to do roll-ups with Plasma, roll-ups, ZK roll-ups, and optimistic roll-ups, all off the same platform. The utility token is called Matic. The gas prices are minuscule. The transaction times are really quick. And so all of a sudden, we're starting to see where Ethereum told us that it is going to be now months. We're looking August, maybe September, before we're going to see a layer 2 solution from Ethereum, the main ethereum.org. Polygon's out there killing it. Algorand's out there killing it. And Cardano is just getting up to speed. I know a lot of people are not in love with Cardano peeps. It seems to be a cult of people against it. Don't exactly know why, but they have been dragging their heels, and they do take a very long time to do everything. That I will grant you. But I think if you're thinking long term about where this all goes, and if we understand that NFTs by definition are all smart contracts, all of them, and smart contracts themselves have an awful lot of good uses coming up, I think we can say that today was a blip, and probably not a great one as blips go. And like I said, I haven't looked at the market in a while. I guess I could look right now just to see what's happening, because, you know, if I don't, you guys will, and then you're going to tell me. So let me just have a quick look and see what the prices all look like right now. But what we got, Bitcoin's at 38,000, Ethereum's at 2,600. Nothing great's happening. Cardano's at 164. It's where I left it this morning. Not much has gone on. Hasn't been a bad morning. So, I was busy putting my computer together. All right, so everybody, tell me where you are, because chat's really important. Hey, Bob Sopko and Steve Catola, how are you? And Tom Herman, how are you? Yes, being an Amazon seller does suck these days. If you put some questions in chat, this is an Ask Me Anything day. I'm completely happy to take all of your questions and answer them, no matter what they're about, whether it's technology, media, marketing. Jonathan Carmel just asked an interesting question about derivatives and people going long versus the leverage peeps. I'll tell you what, I did an experiment, and again, there is no version of financial advice happening on this video. So I'm not a financial advice guy. I'm a tech guy who's looking super long. We do strategy hacking here. We're trying to be strategic about the future. There is a website that I got involved with about, I don't know, maybe 6-7 months ago, maybe longer. It could be longer, called 3 Commas. It's bots. These are trading bots. And I was always fascinated by the bots and the algorithmic trading on Wall Street. It's not something I've ever been into. I'm not a trader. I'm not licensed to trade. I don't like to day trade. I don't have an E-Trade account. I got none of that. I don't Scotch trade. None of that. I'm not... Trading stocks doesn't interest me. I don't buy stocks. I don't own stocks. It's not my thing. I'm way too deep in the technology business to do that. So just, full disclosure, I have some funds that fund managers do for me. And there's some tech in there, but I don't have anything to do with it because I have way too much insider information, to be fair and frank. But no such issue in the crypto world. So anyway, 3 Commas, crazy. So I went there at the suggestion of a friend of mine who was espousing their virtues and telling me all about his bots and day trading, all the crazy stuff he was doing, which I didn't fascinate me past a point, but I was fascinated by these little bots. So here you can lever yourself into oblivion, and I'm sure a lot of people did this morning. Everybody trading with the bots is trading on the volatility. They're making some bets. And one of my friends who I have met through social circles who is very into this has 170 to 250 bots going every day. He's a serious bot trader in crypto. This is something that I think needs looking into. Not by me, but by it just doesn't make any sense to me that there's a completely cowboy world of little bots there pretending this is eBay and trying to just get into the auction at the right moment. It's bad enough when you sit there on Coinbase Pro and try and get the price where you want it. It's this is a Wild West kind of experience. But if you want to get some education about the insanity of the traders and the speculators, 3 Commas is a good place to start. There are a bunch of YouTube videos with people who are, oh, by the way, YouTube, and hello YouTube friends. YouTube is where I don't even know what to call the cryptocurrency news of the day people on YouTube. It's amazing to me. They all say this is for entertainment purposes, not financial advice, and then they spend an hour or somewhere up to an hour giving you financial advice. What a business. It's unbelievable. Forget all that. I mean, unless that's what you want to do. For me, what's interesting about this, really cool, is that I think we're going to rewrite the internet, and I think we're going to redefine what it means. I literally think we're going to redefine what it means to be centralized versus decentralized. I think this gives us an opportunity to see data a different way, to see privacy a different way, to think differently about our own sovereignty when it comes to what we own and who controls us. There is this concept of surveillance capitalism, and it's a term I guess I don't like, except it's right. The surveillance capitalism is 100% correct. That's where we are right now. And I'm not sure it's inevitable, to use a weird word, that Mark Zuckerberg gets all my data, or that Larry and Sergey get to split it up, or Jeff Bezos gets to party on the backside of my keystrokes and my purchase decisions. Why? I don't know that that's inevitable. I don't know that I've sat back and said that's what's going to happen to me. I don't know. So here, layer 2 solutions with lower gas prices on the order of cents as opposed to dollars, quicker transaction fees on the order of seconds as opposed to minutes. And all of a sudden, I've got a world where I can control things I couldn't control before. I can control how much data you get. I don't need to trust you. I don't need to know you. I can transact business with you in new ways. And I think that's important more today than it's ever been. The last 4 years we've been deglobalized by happenstance. And I think that's the only way I can say it. Everybody was talking global, and all of a sudden everybody got isolationist and everybody got very political about everything. And the political fight's been annoying. And the people who would like us to never, venture offshore ever again, okay, I get it. But that's not the world. There's business to be done everywhere. So how do you do business where you can't be? What does it mean to be global? Really global. And it's not possible for an individual to be global realistically if there are central authorities involved. Just to get your tax status together in, call it 4 countries or 5 countries, and then do your tax return. My middle son works for a financial institution, and he spent a couple of years in Asia Pac working for them. And so he had salaries in America and in Hong Kong and in Japan for some of it. What a nightmare. Oh, it's so expensive to get his taxes done. Probably, to be honest, probably more than it was worth. And it wasn't, it was just because the compliance was insane. So imagine trying to do business as an individual. You've got something you want to sell, and you want to sell it in 7 markets globally. The world's stacked against you in every possible way. Certainly tax laws are stacked against you. Everything. is stacked against you. So smart contracts change that, because if the product is digital or if the service is digital, you have a way to be remunerated. You have a way for a secondary market to occur with things that have value past the single transaction, and intellectual property rights get protected. So, not in every place you need the rule of law, but you don't need people to trust you to pay you, which is nice. We've got a question in here from Darren Hunter. Darren, hey, thanks. Shelly, can you explain NFTs with a big smile? Yeah, I absolutely can. And the short, simple, easy way to think about it. Yeah, Tom Herman, we're going to talk about that in a minute. China's move to ban crypto more definitively. Very important. That's a big deal. Yeah, we're going to definitely talk about that. NFTs, in the nutshell, quickly as we can. An NFT is a non-fungible token as opposed to a cryptocurrency or utility token, which is a fungible token. Fungibility versus non-fungibility. Fungible, US dollars. Your dollar, my dollar. I can exchange them. You can exchange them. They're the same. They may have different serial numbers, but they buy the same. They mean the same. They are the same. Your Bitcoin, my Bitcoin. Today, they're trading at $39,000 a second. If we go to sell them on Kraken or trade them, 39,000 USD. That's what you're getting for it right now. You're getting it. I'm getting it. Totally fungible. My house and your house. My apartment in New York and your apartment wherever it is. My car and your car. The t-shirt I'm wearing and the shirt you're wearing. They are both shirts. They're not fungible. The houses are both houses. They're not fungible. You cannot exchange one for the other. Non-fungible, fungible. So an NFT is exactly the opposite of a cryptocurrency or a utility token. It's tokenized unique content as opposed to tokenized fungible content. So what does that mean? It means that you build a smart contract. All NFTs are by definition smart contracts. A smart contract is just like a regular contract. The only difference is that the conditions are met digitally. And when the conditions are met digitally, then the transaction takes place and all the parties are satisfied and we're all done. The best way to think about this, I can do it for you this way. Blockchains, think of them as something written in stone, and smart contracts, think of them as vending machines. So our smart contract is exactly like the Coke machine or the Frito-Lay machine that's here. You walk up to the machine, it says $1.50 for the bag of chips. You put in $1, press the button, nothing's happening. Put in $1.25, nothing's happening. You put in $1.50 because it said $1.50, bang. Your chips are delivered in the little door there. Great. Now imagine a house elf goes over to this block of granite there, yeah, there, and chisels the transaction into the stone. And then someone else walks up to the vending machine and does another transaction, and the house elf goes and there and chisels it in stone. Now, a block of granite is exactly a great metaphor for a blockchain. Why? It's permanent. There are blocks of stone you've written on 3,000 years ago. You can still see them. The same 3,000-year-old stone, you can see it. You can tell if it's been altered. If someone's messed with it, you can tell. You look at it. And blocks of stone could care less what you write on them. Blockchains don't care what you write. They don't have to be true. It doesn't have to be false. There's nothing that makes a blockchain true. Like, people got that in their head. It's the dumbest thing ever. Blockchain, because it's on the blockchain, doesn't make it true. It just makes it permanent. Whatever you write there, staying there. Why is it permanent? Because about a week and a half, 2 weeks into a Bitcoin transaction or an Ethereum transaction, you'd need more computational power than there is on Earth to go back and change it. I mean, it's just the nature of the math that has to be done to make that stuff work is just a lot of computation. So you can tell if it's been changed. There's a wonderful set of demos. I call it out in my little ebook. It's in our resource page too. So I can, and it's in almost every article I've written. I've called out these demos, these blockchain demos. Also, there's a wonderful video. I don't know if do you guys know 3 Blue 1 Brown? Have you? You could, if you know that YouTube channel, 3 Blue 1 Brown. You just chat about it. It's amazing. I'll just write it down here. Or Joey, if you would mind, just 3 Blue 1 Brown. What an incredible YouTube channel. Math teacher I wish I had when I was in high school and college. It's the math teacher you wish you had right now. He has an insanely great what blockchain is, how Bitcoin works. 26 minutes. It's perfect. It's not too hard. It's not too easy. Doesn't leave anything out. Spot on. So if you really want to understand how and why a blockchain is immutable, hackable, but immutable, hackable with a lot of effort, that's where you go. Okay, finalizing our little NFT story. So we've got our smart contracts and we've got our block of granite that we're writing stuff in. Whatever you write in the smart contract, unless those conditions are met, nothing happens. So in this case, your NFT is part of a smart contract, and it says, I am Nyan Cat. You will give me X number of ETH or X amount of Bitcoin or X amount of ADA or wherever it is, it's been bid up. When these coins, when these utility tokens or these coins, these cryptocurrencies show up, when the wallets all say they've transacted, when all the conditions are met, when the person who was the broker got their little fee, and when the person who was the investor got their fee, and when you, the buyer, seller got your fee, and the buyers paid their money, and it's all done its thing, the transaction's written into the blockchain, and now the conditions are satisfied, and you are the new owner. That's an NFT. And you're the immutable, permanent, real live owner of whatever that is. Now, what is that? That's a big question. Is NFL Topps trading card GIF something of great value? Is any of the stuff that's going on with the NBA, Top Shot, is that awesome? Yeah. I mean, it's awesome. There's a whole bunch of things. Somebody's selling a house on, I think I have it here. Yeah, I do. Here, check this out. Somebody was selling a house. This is an actual house. Like, this is this guy's house. And it's in Larchmont. And they're taking Ether for it. And it's on OpenSea. And the coolest thing about this listing is, I don't know if you can see this. This part here, I don't know if you can see my mouse. You probably can't see my mouse. But the thing circled in red, that's the wallet number. I mean, that's literally the NFT number. It's crazy. And it's done in a Dutch auction. How cool is that? Like, that's insane to me. Like, I just love it. So, yeah, people are selling houses in NFTs. Is it the right way? Is it the future way? I'll tell you what an NFT would be great for, or a smart contract would be great for: title insurance. Because how many times you need to pay for someone to look up that the deed to the house is real and the person you're buying it from actually has the, rights to sell you the house. So, yeah, I mean, I think people get crazy. Let me just go on Slack right now real quick. Joey, ping me in Slack with the 3 blue 1 brown thing, because I want to put it in the LinkedIn chat for the LinkedIn peeps. They're asking for it. Or you can go on LinkedIn and just throw the 3 blue 1 brown in there. And the YouTube folks, I think, are looking for it too. All right. So there was an announcement this morning from mainland China that should have gotten everybody's undivided attention. They're going to make it uncool for financial institutions to trade in crypto in China. And it's like, yikes, folks. That's really unfortunate. That's just terrifying. YouTube folks, let's see if I can... Or Joe, you've got the YouTube guys, yeah? I think I can do it here. So not quite at my screen size the way I want it. There we go. Sorry about that. A little bit of crazy housekeeping this morning or this afternoon, because everything's in a different place because it's a new computer. Yeah. So here's the thing. China, well, first of all, every central bank has got some version of a fiat currency stablecoin combo in the works. Fiat currency being like a US dollar or euro or yuan or whatever, the currency of the coin of the realm or wherever, the real dollars. And everybody's got some crypto version of it. And when you peg, let's take some definitions out of the way real quick so everybody will feel happy about it. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. It's the one and only original cryptocurrency. 2, everything else is an altcoin. Everything else is an altcoin, right? So ETH is an altcoin, ETH. Matic, ADA, make a DAO, anything else is an altcoin. There's another kind of coin called a stable coin. And the stable coins are pegged to fiat currency. So USDC, United States Dollar Crypto, I guess is what it stands for, is US dollars. The Winklevosses have their own version of it. Tether is another version of it. There's a bunch of crypto out there that are pegged to the US dollar. And what that means is there's a dollar sitting in a bank somewhere that someone is telling you is backing up every one of these digital tokens. So this is tokenized content. It's a tokenized dollar. It's called a stable coin. So every central bank is working on some blockchain project like that. And you can go online. World Economic Forum has a ton of writing about it. And there are all kinds of things going on. A few weeks ago, China did this thing where they did this digital. We talked about it, I think, four weeks ago or so. They did this digital yuan project where you got your WeChat or whatever it is they're using over there, and China is going to control the blockchain. Think about that for a minute. Centralized finance versus decentralized finance. What does DeFi really mean? Because if you don't have that in your head, then the rest of this doesn't make sense. Decentralized finance means no central authority. No Federal Reserve Bank, no JP Morgan Chase, no E-Trade, no Goldman Sachs, nobody. You're not trusting anybody. It's decentralized finance. You are your own bank. Your digital wallet is where your coins are stored, and no one gets to mess with them. Coinbase is a central authority. They may not feel like it, but they are. Coinbase Pro is a central authority. Binance is a central authority. There are, however, a lot of DEXs, decentralized exchanges. They're not for the faint of heart. You have to be incredibly careful who you're swapping coins with and how. But there are decentralized exchanges where there's no imperial involvement. It's just you and the rest of the world doing business with one another. That's decentralized finance. So the idea that China is going to have a stable coin, a digital yuan, pegged it to their currency. So they've got a digital currency and a fiat currency. And those of you on YouTube can see Jonathan Carmel is here. Jonathan Carmel is one of my dear friends, and he's a financial genius who has many years in the financial services industry. And we've been talking about this with fear in our hearts. All China needs to do at a certain point in the future, since everybody is already on a smartphone and China is already listening to 100% of your data 100% of the time, all the federal government of China, all the Communist Party needs to do is say, paper money is outlawed. They control the blockchain. We may think we have cancel culture here in the United States. We don't even know what that is. We don't even know what that is. Because all China will have to do is say, yeah, we'll be just taking all your money. We're just going to take 100% of your wealth. That's it. We're done with you. Bye-bye. Can you imagine? So we're in a weird world right now between decentralized finance and centralized finance, and there are definitely hybrid systems out there, right? There are plenty of Coinbases out there. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with doing business on Coinbase. I have a Coinbase account. I have a Coinbase Pro account. I have a Kraken account also. I've got a bunch. I mean, I got a bunch of trading accounts because I've been playing in this space for close to a decade. So yeah, and you don't put all your eggs in one basket. And I think anybody who lived through this morning probably understands how important the diversification of your portfolio is. Because if you weren't diversified this morning into some of the altcoins, the lesser known altcoins, and you were just in the top 10 trading cryptos, with the exception of, I don't think Matic is in the top 10, but so I don't even think that's the exception. I think across the board, if you were in the top 10 currencies this morning, nothing good happened to you at all. And, that's terribly unfortunate. I'm just going to look down here for a second. I want to open up a file and see what happened to a couple of the currencies that are obscure, because I have a lot of obscure currency as well as less obscure currency, and I just want to see what's going on today. So yeah, the world now. Chris Meyer just put in chat for those of you who are not for you on LinkedIn and the YouTube chat. Chris Meyer just wrote buy gold. So everybody weigh in on that for a minute and tell us about gold. I'd love to hear your thoughts about gold, because I have a very specific thought about that, and I'd like to share it with all of you, but I want to give you all a chance to just weigh in here for a second, because that's I'm not sure that buying gold is the right thing or the wrong thing, but why gold is my question. Why would you be buying gold right now? What would be the purpose of that? Why would you think that's a better place to put your money than any other place? And I'm serious, like why? One of the things that I think a lot of people were shaken up with this week, there's a concept in financial services that I don't actually, I'm not endorsing, I'm just reporting the news. There's this concept of a flight to quality. When times get really tough, there's a flight to quality. So people were jumping on gold when the market went down the other day, the stock market, and now here. And no one went to Bitcoin. Bitcoin went down. Of course, Bitcoin went down because Elon went a little crazy on us, more than a little. And there might have been other reasons too. You can't tell why it went down. But yeah, Tom Herman, I think you've got this right. Gold is only as valuable as people think it is. Now, what I do know about gold, and I'm not, again, I'm not an investor in gold, and I'm not someone who's giving you investing advice. I promise you I'm not. But gold, I've read a lot about over the years. I've always been fascinated by it. For pre-digital humans, and remember there were pre-digital humans. For pre-digital humans, gold was a really easy thing to create, to use as a store of value. You could tell if it was fake, right? You could tell. And it's certainly not the rarest metal on Earth, not by a long shot. So, I mean, it's not its scarcity that makes it valuable. It's that it was something that I think was utilitarian in your ability not to get screwed. And, that's always a plus. It's always a plus. In the end of the day, we have three worlds we live in. We live in the United States, where we've got the rule of law, and we've got a pretty good GDP, and we have our own problems, but we fight them out. So privacy and regulations are things that we all fight about every day. We can. We're pretty happy to do that. Europe, their innovation strategy in Europe, to be fair, is suing big tech. They have a different concept of privacy there. They have a different concept of data there. And it is pretty remarkable how they've clamped down on that. Not good, not bad. I actually like it as a model. I'm a little bit off everybody taking my data. And China is the third world. The Chinese government has access to 100% of everything, all of your data. And apparently after they do this little trick with the crypto, all your money. Because if they're going to outlaw crypto exchanges, and they're going to have their own crypto, At some point, paper money is just going to go. And then what? So, three worlds. Three really interesting worlds. Yeah, Garrett, coins did crash. They did. But, and if anybody who's been in this for more than a minute, it's like, coins go up and down. The crypto goes up and down. You can't, it's not time yet. It hasn't become a way that people do anything. People are not yet empowered by having cryptocurrency. If you can imagine a time when people can do microloans, when people can, to anybody in kind of an unregulated way, but a safe way, like right now, without an escrow account, without craziness, like you write it into a contract, and the smart contract doesn't allow things to happen. And if you've got a piece of the guy's business or the person's business, you're going to get your profit in coin before they get, like, all of that's going to happen automatically. Imagine the world before personal computers, when every computer was a mainframe and you needed to reserve time at a university to do your computations. No matter how creative you were, we couldn't do what we're doing right now. We are doing what we're doing right now because computers became democratized. Because of Steve Jobs, because of Heathkit, because of IBM PCs, we're doing what we're doing right now because everybody has had access to computation at that level. And all of your creativity and all of the magic that each and every one of you has, you've been able to apply to the world you live in. Your photographic skills, your engineering skills, your writing skills, your production skills, your financial skills, all of that has been amplified thousands of times by the computers that are in your lab. Now imagine if I gave you control of money that way, if I freed you to think about commerce, if I freed you to think about the doing of business, the way the world has freed you for the last 30 years to think about computing and the flow of information, the free flow of information and communication. Now imagine that information was financial information. I had that control. To me, that would be insanely great. And I think that level of creativity is coming. And I think we're going to go kicking and screaming. Certainly the governments are going to go kicking and screaming because this is not good for them. It's not good for the IRS. It's not good for running a government. It's not good for governing people. It's probably not good for funding a military. But it's amazing for people who are going to enrich one another by coming up with brilliant and creative ways to exchange value and to create value. We're in a service world right now. So in a service economy, do writers create value on a blank page? Do musicians create value on a blank page? Do comedians create value? If someone makes you laugh, how do they get remunerated? Someone can take a really nice photograph. How do they get remunerated? It's online and it's for free. Is that what an NFT will get used for? Is that how they're going to fund their project? Is that how they're going to bring together a community around them? Is this the way that they'll be able to not let Facebook make $1 jillion off of your posts, not let Google make $1 billion trillion off of your website, but you actually be able to be remunerated for your own work, your own data? Because that's where this is going. So to look at crypto, when the crypto crashed this morning, the coins crashed. It's like, you shouldn't have been there in the first place if you didn't know what this is about. If you're buying cryptocurrency, again, not financial advice, just friendly advice. If you're buying cryptocurrency, you better be thinking about a hodl. You better be thinking about holding these things forever, and you should pick the currencies you think you're going to need later to do business with on the platforms you think you're going to do business with. Because, are you ever going to buy something with a Bitcoin in a drugstore? I don't know. I don't think so. Are you ever going to walk in with Ethereum somewhere and buy something with an ETH? Don't know. But you surely could do it with one of the tokens, one of the utility tokens, where you don't have to settle out into fiat currency until you're done working on the platform. So what platforms? I'm not going to tell you what platforms. Go look and understand what platforms. going to talk to me privately. I'm just not going to broadcast what platforms I'm thinking about. Not because I don't want to tell you, because I don't want to get accused of telling someone they should go invest in something, because that's not what I'm telling you to do. But I'm saying, if you're buying to speculate, you got what you deserve this morning, because we're not there yet. It's not now. This is 1995, 1993, 1995, and the World Wide Web is in front of us. The internet's been around for a while. Telenet's been around for a while. The internet's been around for a while. ARPANET is just starting to get going. And you got Gopher, and you got Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and you got a bunch of things going on. And no one's quite sure what's going to happen. And, Mark Andreessen's trying to figure out Netscape. And, I mean, that's literally where we are. That just go that far back in time. And if you weren't alive then, because you're lucky enough to be young enough not to remember that, it would be a great opportunity for you to go do some studying about what it was like before the internet was the internet, before monolithic organizations became monolithic organizations that literally owned everything. There were always duopolies in life. There was Macy's and Gimbels, and there was Coke and Pepsi, and there were pairs of winners all over America. GM and Ford. There actually were a couple others, not so much anymore. There's Amazon and no one else. There's eBay and no one else. There's YouTube and no one else. I mean, it's like there's Facebook and nobody's close. And you could argue if Facebook's over. There's 3.2 billion people on Facebook. There's only 4 billion people on the internet. So exactly how over is it? There was only one AT&T. Now there are two. There's AT&T and Verizon, although they're not the same size. But AT&T was a government monopoly. Government granted in 1973. They decided it wasn't going to be anymore. Right? They had to divest. And AT&T, definitely, there was one. But They got their monopoly, and there's only one Major League Baseball, another monopoly government granted. But for all intents and purposes, there used to be two of everything. But on the internet, there's literally just one. So I think it's important for everybody to understand that it's very early days in the world of DeFi. I wouldn't even call it crypto at this point. Cryptography has a lot to do with it. The blockchain has a lot to do with it, for sure. We're going to be using distributed ledgers to do this work. The layer 2 solutions, look them up, get deep on layer 2. We'd like you to do that. The lower right, lower left-hand corner, I guess to you, my lower right, camera right, at Shelly Palmer. If you wouldn't mind doing a little tweeting, I would love it if you would. I especially would appreciate if you would do something about the book today. Joey, could you throw the book link, the Amazon link, in chat for everybody? If you don't mind, we're going to donate the profits. It's just about getting the book out there. Today is a fun day to get the blockchain book out there, and because the market crashed, everybody's thinking blockchain and crypto. And I would really appreciate it if you would do a little promotion for us, and if it's working for you, do a little tweeting. And if you don't want to tweet, you can follow me. You can just do something on social media. We do have our salons on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Alexis does Women Championing Women on Wednesdays. That was this morning. Then tomorrow we have Technology, Media, and Marketing. And on Tuesdays, it's Leading Edge Tech. So, please come and hang out there. There's all kinds of great stuff on the website. So, go there. And ShellyPalmer.com, Shelly at ShellyPalmer.com is my email address. If there's anything I can do to help you in any possible way, you let me know, because we are here to help. This is a really interesting time. We're doing a lot of work around back to work. We're doing a fair amount of work trying to help people get their hybrid workforces working, because everybody's, a little bit in and a little bit out of school right now. People are just getting back and not getting a lot of love from any one area with good guidance. So I think we're all trying to figure out what it means to go back to work. We're excited that CES is going to be in person this year. I just found out that iHeart Radio Festival is going to be in person in September. I'm really excited. It's in Las Vegas, and I am vaccinated, and I am going. I am like, I can't wait to get on an airplane and see human beings. I'm very excited about that. So yeah. Oh, and I'm no longer like super famous on TikTok because like I guess I'm not as cool as I was a few weeks ago, but I'm still on TikTok almost every day. And oh, thanks, Chris Meyer. You didn't. I really appreciate that. You know, folks, look, the world of DeFi and the world of cryptocurrency is not going away. No matter what happened today, it's not. But you would do well to take a minute, and pick an area and go deep. And whether that's going to be layer 2 or trading, or whether it's going to be the Ethereum virtual machine, or to understand what an oracle is in the context of an oracle network, to understand how the utility coins are going to have to transact with one another, how they're going to have to be exchanged over time. We can't have the Tower of Babel, right? And there's going to have to be a way to normalize all of this. There's not going to be one world currency. There isn't. There's also going to be communities of passion, communities of practice, and communities of interest that all have their own utility coins that settle in those coins. It's clear that that's going to happen because it won't make sense for them to not do that. And they'll be able to run full ecosystems that way. So the future is exciting. It's unclear, but there are probable futures. Could we have it 100% wrong? Yeah, we could have it 100% wrong. I'm sure it's going to be 50 times more interesting than I'm making it out to be. But if it is only 10% as cool as I think it's going to be, we're in for a hell of a ride. So it's very rare that we stand on the cusp of this many technologies coming together. Molecular biology and genetic engineering, that is the computer science of the next 25 years. This is the other part of ComSci and FinTech and finance for the next 25 years, and the Web 2. It's like, wow. Can you imagine this many things that are that new? And we haven't even talked at all today about the role of machine learning and artificial intelligence in the quest to master these tools. Wow. To me, it's never been a more exciting time ever. It's never been more democratized. It's never been more accessible to anyone. All you need to do is want to do it. You got YouTube, you got Google, and by the way, if you're so inclined, just send me a note. We have a lot of stuff at shellypalmer.com, but if you don't know where to start, just send me a note. We will help you, because this is the time to make this happen for each and every one of you. It's like, this is the time. So I hope everybody is safe, and I hope everybody's figured out what they're doing with masks and going back to work. And I really want to just tell you how much I appreciate everybody being here today. I'm a little happy that everything's working. I apologize, I didn't quite have the graphics craziness that I normally have, and I've been looking in a lot of different places because my monitors aren't where they normally are because of the new computer. But I really appreciate your patience with me today. Next week, we're going to go full on, and we'll come up with some cool topics. Everybody be really safe. Everybody be really careful. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all next time. Take care.